What's up, YouTube? This is Too Raw for TV. All right, so let's get into this. So we already know that LeBron James has been dragging his feet so far this NBA season, right? Now, it had been announced that he was going to miss the entire preseason due to some mystery glute irritation injury. Whatever, right? Then, of course, it was the fiasco that was the decision part two. A lot of people, including myself, we took a supposed L because we thought that him being a professional, he was going to go out there and because of the rumors that this might be his last season in the NBA, he might be announcing something big. I didn't know that he was going to announce a Hennessy plug. Didn't know that. But, I know now that when I see those types of ads or those types of promos, that's what it's going to be. But anyway, I caught something with LeBron on his Mind the Game podcast, which has started back up. And he was on Mind the Game with former NBA player Steve Nash. And LeBron was talking about, because he's playing with Luka Doncic, because he's playing with all these players, right? Because, one of the fake narratives out there is that LeBron doesn't have any help, right? We've already heard this, right? We've always heard he don't have no help. Whenever the Lakers don't perform well, it's because he doesn't have any help. Well, according to LeBron James, he got more than enough help. He talked about Luka Doncic. He talked about Rory. He talked about Austin Reeves. He talked about DeAndre Ayton. He talked about Marcus Smart. He talked about how deep they are. At least that's how he made it sound. So basically what he's saying is he's in no real rush to start the season off at 100%. Because we all know he hasn't been in training camp. He's not going to participate in any preseason games. So he's like, well, I can save myself and be at 10, 30% and just gradually get better during the regular season. Now, if you think I'm lying, there you go.
Nice
right
about it, you're still playing at an All-NBA level, but you have Luka, so you don't necessarily have to start the season fast. Yeah. You have to be great in the second half of the season. Yeah. So trying to obviously you want to be out there, you're always competitive, but that's got to be nice a little bit to be like, I'm going to be fine.
No, absolutely, absolutely. When you have a dynamic, transcendent player like Luka, when you have an unbelievable complementary player in AR, and some of the vets we got, bringing in Marcus Smart, championship pedigree guy, bringing in, DA, been to the finals as well in Phoenix, and some of the other guys we have Rui another year under his belt, Vando's back healthy, so we look forward to what we can accomplish, and like you said, me being 40 on the brink of 41, I don't have to rush myself to get to 100% in October and November and things. I think every month will ramp up, but I'm happy with where I am right now.
Maybe tell me a little bit.
Now, I'm not saying he's gonna miss games he's gonna miss the first half of the season. Although I'm pretty sure he's gonna miss his customary 10 to 15 games a year, because that's just what he does. That's why most of us didn't take that 82 game pledge seriously last year, which he proclaimed, but then when we brought it up, somehow we were at fault for bringing it up. But someone explained to me how this is any different. Well, it's different, but isn't this kind of similar to what Scottie Pippen was doing with the Bulls his last year there? Now, of course, his situation was different, but the gripe had similarities. Like, he missed the first half of the season because he was recovering from surgery, right? But his gripe was about him and the front office and them feeling like they didn't value him enough. In particular, his contract, right? With this situation, LeBron seems to feel like the organization doesn't value him enough because he's a narcissist, right? So, interestingly, it sounds to me like he's saying, like, I'm not going to give 100%. And then what we were saying, that he's not going to give 100% this year. He's going to drag his feet. He's on self-preservation mode. Now I'm wondering if he is going to try to salvage his stats. See, to me, he's just salvaging him personally, salvaging his health. So then the question becomes, is LeBron James going to force or push the organization to trade him, either by the All-Star break because, well, I guess it would have to be by the All-Star break because it doesn't matter because after the season, I guess he's done and he could just walk and go to another team, if I'm not mistaken. I think he'll be an unrestricted free agent after this year. So sounds to me like LeBron don't give a shit about this team. It sounds to me like what he's talking about doing, which is limping into the season, not 100%, and just coasting the first half. Sounds to me like he's gonna put this Lakers team in a hole in a competitive Western Conference. They're gonna end up being a 6 or 7 seed at best. Luka probably gonna bust a goddamn kneecap trying to put this team back on sure footing by himself. Rui gonna get all the blame for no reason by Nick Wright and Shannon Sharp and them because they own this dude's payroll, and he'll get away scot-free and go somewhere else next year for year 24. Diabolical, man. It's real diabolical to me, man. What's up, what you guys think?